Save the glass. After a while, I watched my followers make a mess. Then he pulled his leg out of the man he was hugging. That's loud enough. You gritted your teeth and said, today's story was desecrated. She uses a face that can't be upset. I couldn't be warmer and more respectful to the school. I'm sorry. I hope you forgive me. The school is now. Gently put the tea back on the hand of the CA bar. But silent for a while. He waved his hand and motioned for the old man to stop, be noble and say, sorry, no need. We're not the bad guys. This little thing, of course, doesn't matter. The snow is now relieved, my lady. I've finally cleared up the misunderstanding today, as I said. The Lord does not make it difficult for us. Liu Li's subordinates finished listening. Breathe a sigh of relief. They knelt down and screamed. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. CA school, all the faces said. You don't have to thank me anyway. The one who let you live is the one who saved you. If you want to thank her, thank her. He looked at me and whispered to this guy. Then you stop to think for a moment. And then speak up. The prince came today. There's actually something convenient to ask. Want to reclaim justice? The school was surprised to hear her say that. Ask for justice and try to wonder. I've never bullied a lady. She frowned furiously and continued. This has to do with the CA. The school didn't seem to have anything to do with it. I try not to remember what I did to him. It's not that Miss IP was wrong. I glanced at him to ask more, or what Miss IP feels you've done. He killed an ant. Tell me. It's not difficult. Listen to here, I suddenly stopped to talk about this. She rolled her eyes back and forth thinking, according to the school of CA, it's not that hard to kill a caterpillar. Sao Yi Chen CACA lived after convicted him. Maybe trans CACA is wrong. She looked over at the CA school. I'm sitting there wondering. Or as the rumor goes, it's because of this woman. And then she brushed it off and thought. Body 2 bar CA Thuet, the men do crazy things. Because she is also reasonable. She shook her head and continued her thoughts. It's impossible that trans CA is always honest. Fate won't do that. CA school looked at the expression of Lu, but in the heart of joy. I didn't kill the IP. It's because he's useful. The reason is inside. I'm afraid you think the brain is broken. At this point, the glass is ready to ask. If you try not to kill trans CACA, so why do you have to destroy the old temple? Related to CA. CA school scorned funny reply. Maybe Lady Yi came to blame me today. Killing an ant. I stopped for a moment and asked, do I still have to explain to you? The glass feels a strong magnetic pressure, CA. So your face is horrified. She shivered and said, I didn't mean that. You're also a little confused and think. She said no wrong with his identity. CA long Holy Land history. It's just killing an ant. If it's killing an ant, there's a reason. At the same time, if he wants to kill trans CACA cannot live again. You keep thinking about actions, my moves. It is obvious that we are making nonsense today. She's still staring at the CA school right now. Is sitting on a chair boldly. The notification system is now. The glass has fluttered with the ceiling. The airflow of the naked eucalyptus loses 100 values. The owner's destiny increased by 500 points. See that the new CA school satisfied aesthetics. See, this thorn is finally plugged in. The next one will be much simpler. He stood up and told Liu Li's group. If there's nothing else, you can go. If you hear that, hurry up and order the snow. Let's go. Detroit bowed respectfully to the school CA tried to. Among young people, you can communicate more. He is a man of the world anyway. It was fate to meet in the world. CA School coldly turned around and said, "No, I'm not interested in that head. The glass is leaving now. But listen to these words from the CA School, then stand still. Your face looks very uncomfortable." With those words from the CA School, she got angry and went back and shouted their names. "What do you mean? The snow can stop you and tell the lady." CA School Character Information Display System. The Circle of Heavenly Light. Trader. The fate of Theme 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 Physical blood vessel of the spiritual core of the sixth. Feng Shui post-production scene. The 8th level of the divine law. Exhausted ghost angel endowment angel. Memories of heaven and the fairies, and so on. Destiny value 200. Air transportation point 450. Fit zone breaking cough test system. 1-3 seed destroy world multiply 2 cards. Competition air carrier Bacard. 1-to-1 violence settlement system. CA schools look at the system table that ponders. Now the glass comes down the mountain. In the usual way. Definitely next, she'll find a chance to meet with the clam. You just sit there and ponder the mystery that's about to unfold. As long as you're not stupid, we'll definitely take the initiative to embody. Hugging the big leg is a chlorophyll. You keep speculating, based on the previous trick, to be able to feel it clearly. The exact location where he appeared. It's time to start. CA school secretly pray for the ceiling. Don't make me 7. In a ravine that's purple. Another mysterious CA ceiling IP lamented that the whole map is not wrong. Of course, the entrance to the ancient paradise is here. I'm excited to say, now, the secret key to the ancient heavens, the mystery. In my hands, whether the organ in the occult coincides, we can also easily get to the core. AP ceiling laughed in a sinister way, just to have the inheritance of the divine. In the mystery, I will definitely find the CA school to wash away the shame. He clasped his hand firmly and said with determination, "There's also the CA bar." The woman standing next to him looked in helplessness. Acrobat turned face away that aesthetic, eh? We've finally got to get to that point. IP Chen looked at the actor and asked the master. You said you tried to bring the servant to the world. It's easy to get rid of calories. Maybe the goal is also to open the ancient paradise of mystery. He put his hand on his chin for a moment and said, "Are you sure you're wrong? Except for this mystery. There's nothing that makes him care." Yi Chen said it himself. Once the ancient celestial mystery unfolds, he will surely chase you here. First, the mystery has a lot of limitations. His old servant. You can't use the highest state. To get inside. His eyes became scary, and he continued. At the same time, after we've won our inheritance, in the core area, waiting for him to come, and then use the secret key to control the war room. Under this purge, I can see you're slowly turning. So her face became very uncomfortable. Suddenly, the woman turned to her and asked. The priest asked if I had any hope of revenge. I haven't been able to shape it yet, so I am surprised. She anxiously replied, Ra is pretty perfect. But how do you know? In hand, CA has a map, or another trick to get to the heart of the mystery. Or not. Chen Yi heard her say that and agreed with her. It seems that the master also makes sense. On the outside say that, but there's another thought in my heart. What's another trick? I have such faith in the old school. I feel like my tricks are wrong. Since the time of getting the pharmacy of the old school, CA finished. God has, while I'm thinking about the opportunity to speak again. That is right, there is something you have to pay attention to. The power behind you is enormous. Before you reach the best of the world, don't get back to them. The naked man turned his face and said, "The master's goodwill. I accept my story and show my respect. You don't need to manage. In my heart, I think good thoughts." Is afraid. We and Liu Li are working together to deal with the CA school. My good teacher. Waiting for the day the school died in my hands. I don't know how you'll stand. I walked inside the mysterious door that ordered. Let's go. The shadow of Yichen, gradually hidden behind the entrance door of this mystery. Now from the sky. Suddenly, there was a strange light. That light went straight down the mountain, where the secret that Yichen had entered. So many priests have come to this place. That cheers the mystery unfolds. Then someone else said, "This breath. It seems to have been left behind by a self-proclaimed false enhancer." Other people say no matter what the Catholic convention. This grace is absolutely not. Can miss. They flew to the door of the mystery and asked each other questions. I heard that the fake power used his life to seal off a powerful demon. I don't know what this mystery will be. One of the people who walked in was surprised. Some people say that my sixth generation is under attack. CA School's magnificent fleet. Fast to this place too. On the boat, he reported to the prince. It seems that this mysterious ancient angel, limiting the monk's practice VI from the great energy seen down. The school had a devilish smile. That think the legacy of the false standard of honor. At the right time to limit the moderate practice VI. Looks exactly like I predicted. This ancient angel mystery is the experience of the SAO Cho IP sealing. If you don't guess wrong, then the sixth generation of IP Chen, even though it has not reached the great power of the sea, it's better, and it's time to ripen. We have to do the final harvest. After thinking about it, I ordered my subordinates to leave. The other priests. When I saw your boat coming, I screamed. Look, that's the old man. Lin Jia is the young man. To the CA school group. Also down to the door of the mystery. Others see the CA school. Then they shouted at each other. Get out of the way, don't touch that man. CA school slowly stepped in and boldly said, "Let us in for good, let us in." Then I quickly stepped up and went inside. Inside the mystery, it's a land with a lot of animals, along with vast fields and lush greenery. While a naked aphid is butchering a predator. Suddenly, there was a call to trans CA. CA. I heard a familiar voice calling out to me. So IP turned his face happily. You call it a glass. This makes the world glad to welcome you. The glass is finally here. Save the glass running towards the naked eucalyptus. Greet you with joy. Your face is red when you see it. New aesthetic for years not met. But the head of this glass also grows. It's almost like a CA bar. Then, move the snow follow behind. Grumbling closed his eyes. Your flag is like a little crabworm. Your beauty is what you see. Yi Bear frowned furiously replied, 35 ha dong 35 ha te. The old words seem a bit outdated. The snow sees your attitude. I can't help but shout back. Based on you. Something insects have never seen before. 9 thin long legs. Only to unkeep page as the late prince. Suitable for my lady. If you see a stressful situation, speak up. What does the snow say? The snowman replied the lady. I'm telling the truth if it wasn't for this kid. My son has that attitude to you. Between two people. Before she could finish her sentence, she saved Chen's glass. Don't let me hear the name. People hate this. Yi Chen heard it and was surprised to ask for a glass. between me and the school. When I waited for him to say more, he was angry and shouted, "What are you thinking?" "See that so?" Yi Chen came forward and took Liu Li's hand. I asked him eagerly, "Why did you say he was obnoxious?" "There's something wrong with you." "What's wrong with you?" Take your hand out of your hand and say, "It's nothing. It's just that the CA school is missing the owner of the most ancient, the eternal being of the world. More than my sister Tran CA. If you deal with him, be more careful." IP Chen laughed and confidently said, "Don't worry. What is the birth of Ra? No one can do anything to me. There's a reaction in your ring right now. Inside that muscle, hands-on chin speculation. It turns out that the boy is the missing owner of Ra's school. The character comes from like this. Fighting with the naked in front of everyone. There's no reason. Save your life for him. Maybe it's because you want to attract me." In a peaceful place in the background, the birds are happily eating seeds on the ground. Suddenly, in the middle of the space, there's a small oscillation. From inside, some people are coming out. Then Ra is the late CA and others of the Lamb family. A young man spoke up. "CA praised this fairy lush. Abundant spirit. This is the place of creation." When the old man saw that, he reproached him. "He taught you early. Don't let the appearance of the object in front of you cover your eyes. You all think the wind is blowing across your ears. Use the mind to feel in this full context. There's magic mixed in. Traps, organs are hidden inside. It can't be predicted. This trip is very important to you. Be a little careful. There can be no mistake." The school kindly said, "We have no way of finding a safe passage." A red light is emitted by the CA field, and the aesthetic seal on the pharmacy is still secret. The scene opened not long ago. He must have acted faster. Probably. I could only crawl to the edge of the core. While you spread the key or red light. Everywhere I go, I think. IP Chen is a mouse looking for my treasure. You have to try. Beneath the gray and thick clouds. Cover the whole sky. Appearance of mysterious black shadow. It looks like a human from above. It's coming down. Immediately, a concussion explosion is generated in front. The entrance of the city, they make the ground shake. The rocks were scattered everywhere, creating a veil of smog. Inside, it's a bear eucalyptus landing on the body of a monster. Big bear. The bears came running and gave him a compliment. Several trans CACA's performance is growing really fast now. Not expected. You have reached the peak of spiritual power. Aphrodite stood up. On the face, a pleasant smile with sharp eyes. And then the glass was too praiseworthy. With a piece of paper in my hand, he looked forward and said, "The land of inheritance is this place." AP Bareface with extremely serious aesthetic. Thanks to the secret key. So the road here is very good. I don't know why. Deep in my heart, there is always a sense of insecurity. Another unusual thing is that, throughout the journey, the master was too calm. When I finished, I turned around and said, "Save lie, perhaps the legacy of the owner of the ancient celestial mystery. Lying here to avoid a long night of dreaming. Let's get in there quickly." The snow is moving forward. I heard it and started thinking deeply. She said to herself, with an uncommitted expression on her face, "Just a lucky boy. That's why we have so many opportunities. Other than that, out, he is nothing compared to the old man." Then we're all moving forward and inside. The leader announced the following. Information on the map. Maybe this place, it's the tomb of the great Master Kier. If the information is not wrong, in this ancient city, there will be a palace inside. That's the legacy of the master. It took a while to get inside. In front of everyone right now is a desolate neighborhood. Make other people look at the hair. It's surrounded by old houses that are starting to degrade. Along with the bleak atmosphere. 01 shadow people. I can only hear the wind blowing. Along with the rustling of the leaves. Ceiling bug quick reminder. The magic of this place is always burning. Let's be careful. Suddenly, a mysterious creature came. Landed at the front gate. It's got blood-red eyes. Along with 2 large buffalo horns. There are big spikes sticking out of the body. And the tail in the back. This sudden appearance. It's amazing that everyone can see it. The crow is loudly reminded of the beast. In the blink of an eye, the beast stomped hard. And jumped out of the big Kier gate. It's full of murder, rushing to the people in front of it. Instinctively like a ferocious and bloodthirsty beast. They just kill other creatures. A slim hand. The rich experience of AI that gives, accompanied by a faint smoke behind. Snow gently swinging hands throw a blow, full of grace and elegant temperament. But it's incredibly powerful, into the body of the beast. Make it bounce backwards. It's a pretty big shock. Make the rocks fly around, along with the clouds of smoke. After the full blow that cannot be despised, the beast flew through a row of houses behind. Lasts almost endlessly. Not enough to calm down, and then there's a bunch of other animals around. Many do not count. The glass of the dark side is closed, while clenching his teeth with annoyance. The caterpillars also began to be alert, absolutely with everything around. 2 people turn their backs to each other. Prepare to fight. Hold a weapon in your hand and speak up. That's a lot of wild animals. You are in a hurry. Let's solve this for you. I gripped you with determination. He just ran away and answered everyone. A moment to receive the legacy. I'll come back to help everyone. While the eucalyptus leaves, then the others stay. Hold on until the end. Different kinds of difficult monsters. Endlessly surrounding. Yi Liu Lai, prepare a fighting posture. Then he called out with determination. Stop them. Suddenly, a dark pink light appeared. It startled you unbelievably. Fanciful pink-purple alien-wide energy flow to envelop all the ferocious beasts around. It makes them scream in pain right in front of their eyes. In the blink of an eye, it's all burned. The body is full of burns, with his lifeless gaze slowly falling to the ground. It's a little scary. The dog's face showed an unbelievable astonishment. Screamed the school CA. A head is trying to punish CA with arrogant temperament. It's releasing a dark pink energy. Behind you is a mysterious group of people. If you look at them, they all have a lot of power. A glass full of confusion, asking the question, why did you get here so quickly? The school calmly replied, I also want to thank Tran. That's your CA. I finished listening to that half-hearted sentence. You can't help but get excited. You moved your hands and feet to the naked CA Sao. You have never touched him before. Then it's all clear. Maybe your goal is to go down. Is because the inheritance in this mystery is true. 2 people in the back. She kept sweating in fear. You put on a smile. Laugh like you're not smiling on your lips and give a compliment. Looks like you're pretty smart too. A thoughtful glass keeps asking questions we don't understand. You come from school. There is no kind of inheritance. Why do you keep an eye on the tomb of a high priest? But before that question, the CA school is just superficial. I don't understand why. But don't hold me back. I've seen through your intentions. He gently gave orders with just 2 words opening the way. Immediately, those who are with you in the back rush up. extremely fast, all at once focusing their power on the palms of their hands. In their hands, it's starting to show powerful sources of energy. Enough colors from green, blue, pink to red. It all comes together as a mass of energy. It's incredibly powerful, and then hit the ground. The snow rushed to me, my lady. She was horrified by the unexpected. Whispered in my heart, God damn it, I can't do that in this place. He suddenly appeared in the blink of an eye. Right in front, that surprised her by the unexpected. He reminded me not to move. To the powerful energy that's just been released. Continue sweeping through everything on the ground that it passes through. It's intense. The houses were destroyed to pieces. The ground never stops shaking. It's accompanied by debris and rocks flying everywhere. Then come, the ferocious beasts began to engage in a powerful attack here. Finally, there's a house on the far side. It stopped all the power. The chaotic scene is quite desolate, with the thick smoke that's constantly rising, and little flashes of fire flickering along the wind. They have no strength. Hold the sword firmly to the ground to keep it steady. The other hand on the chest is quite painful. The tiger in the back is unconscious. Save the glass glancing up. He looked at it with hatred and said 3 words. CA school doesn't care about her existence. CA just moved forward. I told him to keep watch here. Don't let anyone in. He lowered his head. 2 hands forward and say, Don't worry. There is a slave. No one can bother you today. On the other side, the air is extremely polluted, with a faint purple air all around. The naked eel is running up the long stairs. I'm glad when you see the mysterious door in front of you. I see. What I want is inside. With a face full of stress and anxiety, Yi-Chen inwardly wished to save the glass try. As soon as you get to the front door, from the inside, it's constantly emitting thick purple air, with a mysterious voice. From outside circumstances, it seems to be inside the palace. It is not as safe as imagined, and the magic in this place is terrifying. You have to prepare psychologically first. AP Bear Handle Knitting Pill. Into my mouth with excitement. The master is worried. I've finished knitting. To deal with the magic here. Finished talking, he put the rectangular piece of stone in his hand inside. A cell that contains 2 things combined. Looks very fit, just like keys and locks. Then the door was quickly opened. Makes for a dense and powerful energy source. Shine out endlessly. Its influence is so great that it makes you have to use your strength to stay strong. You have an incredible look on your face. Then exclaim, No tiger is the land of Zazification of Gao Gu's standard of honor. I can't believe there's still power left. Inside is a very formal room, with a mysterious shadow sitting in front. In the middle position, the highest looks like a powerful king. In the noble chair, it's an almost rotting skeleton, with white belt hair, body with strong iron armor. A big wind is piercing through the heart of the body, with blood-red chains wrapped around the top. Aphids can't help but chill in front of the terrifying scene, saliva in the depths of his stress. Looking around, it's like looking for something and asking, where to transfer access? Suddenly in the back, a mysterious voice began to sound. It's in the body on the throne. That's what surprised Yi-Chen, to the point of sweating. In the back is a familiar silhouette. At the moment of glancing back, in his eyes began to rise red veins. The sweat flowed down more and more densely. It seems like the ultimate sense of terror. It's covering the naked caterpillar's body. Make me stand still. Around, there was a thick gloom of air coming out. CA2 eyes as red as blood. Colorful gas lit up in the dark room. You have a smile full of meaning. Make other people look at the hair. With the ineffable silent threat. The ceiling creeps out in panic without breaking. Why did you show up here? Try school. CA crossed two hands behind the back full of calm. Start poking around. Looks like you're really stupid. We've been here half a day. Just waiting for you. Help me open the door and make no noise. From disturbing you. He continued with a smile full of satisfaction. Why did we show up here? Then you have to ask yourself. Even if you find it yourself, you can help me. Finished listening, the naked eel clenched her teeth in extreme anxiety. I tell myself in my heart. It's impossible. Definitely next door. Someone has revealed my whereabouts. My brother is the one I trust the most. She can't do this. The world is full of doubt. I look down at the blue ring below. CA School looks at the ring on the naked IP and softly say hello. I haven't seen you for a long time. Don't you have the courage to meet now? It's like a sharp knife. Straight into the heart of the dead. It hurts to be betrayed. It's in your eyes. Indignation to the flesh and bones. I screamed when I looked at the ring on my hand. Master, is the SAO. In a fit of anger, IP Chen just quickly pulled it out of his finger. They just shouted at me. You are my enemy, and you are my enemy. And then he goes on questioning in a frenzied rage. Just because of a crochet, he threw the ring to the ground. Make it bounce, and keep splashing forward. The ring rolled a long way. It also stops, not long after. A sudden sigh echoed. Red energy source quickly appears. Twisted like a whirlwind from within the ring. The muscles appear with flaming red flames. To form a ring around the body. She looked very depressed and confirmed. You have given me so much hope, my two sisters, because my love is too deep. I don't know what's in your heart. After being shocked by the unexpected. The naked face has no life. It looks very obsessive. Just laughed in contempt and said, You're trying to hurt me. This is your real face now. I don't blame you for not being so good lately. It's all because of fear. I put a hand on my chest. The other hand reached out to one side and began to speak bitterly. I thought we were together for so long. You should have me in your heart. I can't believe you're just like me. CA stick flatter support like ants. Boo back to the stink. When I finished listening, I didn't show any emotion. But just slightly bow and aim too. Your eyes look like they're thinking about something. You definitely speak up. If you suspect that, I don't need to explain. Only from now on. The fate of the two of us came here. The system shows the last message. IP Chen and Master Zun broke up together. The gas supply point is 7,200 points. It's extremely low. The value of the owner increased by 1,000. It all seems to be in the making. Have mapped out before. Miss CA put a smile on her lips. He glanced to the side and gave a compliment. The power of the past is still the same. The atmosphere is better than before. He was just polite enough to say too much. Thanks to God as gift that day. She continued with relief. If not, rely on someone else. I don't know when. To recreate the body to the end. I'm afraid a dying ray will also disappear. In front of you is a naked eel with a dark face. Two hands clenched tight as if suppressing anger. Extreme body stiffness. Can vaguely feel the gas filled with anger. It's on the other side of the school. CA is still talking. Look out for the misunderstanding of IP Chen with his predecessor. It's also quite deep. Calmly replied. Misunderstanding or not doesn't matter anymore. And then the CA put their hands on their foreheads, with grief and pretending to blame yourself. Look at what I just said to you. You revealed his movements to me. It is true that such a statement is not. Put your hands up, with palms facing outward, as if to deny. Why is she so innocently thinking? The Lord is thinking for me. SAO compared to each other. That's what the world is like for me today. I'm afraid I've never been treated as a guru. Immediately, the naked IP couldn't hold it anymore. Then he shouted indignantly, "That's enough. I'm out of control." Started cursing the school CA came to this country. What have you just been a good person for? You are with my next wife. Just let me open the door of the Great Hall. Right? CA school just calmly moved forward. I have just spoken out against having such a good teacher. I don't know how to appreciate it. You still want to hurt others. In front of the darkness behind me, the cold continued. She refused my enticement. Don't throw away when you're at your hardest. At that time I also thought, women with such dignity are rare. 7 in the world today. You want to have the legacy of the background. You can throw it away. They don't seem to accept the explanation. IP Chen just pointed his hand forward. I have spoken full of indignation against you. You are lying to me that the two of you are working together. The school calmly responded to you. Tell her to plan for you. Why don't you look at me so many times? Let you escape from my hand. Don't you find it strange? You have a smile full of meaning, with eyes as sharp as a knife, looking straight ahead and criticizing Yi Chen. AI, are you going to stay forever? With a sense of guilt in my heart, stand on one side and say, "Sir, don't talk anymore." She leaned softly and continued to speak. I suggest you, sir. If you don't, later I will follow you. Front. Aphids are filled with anger to the bone. He screams at you in anger, I said 2 words. To express my feelings to the 2 people in front of me. This is convenient. Just finished, a powerful slap appeared. Hit it right in the middle of the face. Cause your body to fall backwards. Extremely fast, along with an unresponsive face that starts bleeding. The naked bird was blown away, stretching a segment on the ground, leaving a deep trace. It's the same haze that pulls me along. It looks very painful. After giving a very strong slap, try school CA with hands. It's a pale yellow energy. Speak coldly and loudly. You quickly change your attitude, with a smile on my lips. Then have fun speaking up, if you have promised to follow me. Of course, you're welcome. After listening to the song, it seems as if the soul has not been restored yet. Surprise and confusion. On a hard face, the system shows up a notification of acceptance. Owner's operating value increased by 400. The value of heaven increased by 2,000. Then school CA from above hand. Give me a stone, with details that look like precious wood, surrounded, and a shining jewel in the middle. You make a decision. I will use this as a gift to meet you. Follow me, deem full of panic. Look at the white marble in front of you, but speak up, body, nourish soul. Pearl School CA pretend. It seems like a noble man continues. A world-breaking organization. I can let you stay here. In the front, with a little bit of weakness left over. Try to stand up, with one hand holding his chest, uttering 3 words. Miss CA, you're so angry you can't help it. He squeezed the stone with the words and shouted, I have to kill you. From within the rock, there began to appear a bright yellow light. 2 countless powerful lights. The light never ceases to shine. Went to every corner of the room. The curly lines that look like spells come up. And then they're moving farther and farther away. In front of unbelievable scenes, with unimaginable power ahead. CA School just calmly told the money.